What is up out there in podcast land? We are back for another episode. James, how you doing, man?
Still feeling a little sick, man. My energy's real low right now, but I'm here. I'm doing the thing. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. It's getting closer to Christmas. Getting all excited. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for Liam to open up his gifts and hopefully gets a WWE Championship belt. That way I can cash in my Money in the Bank briefcase.
There you go.
And win me a belt. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Win you a belt, baby. Win two.
Yeah. He's 8 years old, but it's okay. He needs to learn tough love.
We need to do an episode of you doing that to him, and then I'm just going to be lurking in the corner with another Money in the Bank.
Have Edge's theme music playing.
Yes. You think you know me.
But, so in our last episode of The Lost Boys, James said he wanted to be surprised with all of you of what our next episode would be. So he is not prepared, which is fantastic for me. Because it's
we're both just going to figure it out together.
Oh, I already know. So I've already got it in the head what I want to do. So this is an episode James has been really wanting to do.
Oh.
And I've already done an episode on this when it was the other show.
Oh, I think I know what this is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are today discussing Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Dun, 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 dun. Yes, sir. Now we're talking.
So, how you feel about that there, buddy?
I love it. I feel like this is going to be a 5-hour show.
Well, sadly, we can't do that because our producer will have our heads.
Facts.
But we are here discussing Buffy the Vampire Slayer, not the movie. Oh, gosh, we are not discussing that.
Nope.
But we are discussing the TV series that we both have a liking for, and what we actually watch in our spare time when we hang out with each other. That's the show we watch. With Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I asked this question when I did the episode a while back, James, and I want to ask you, would Buffy now be a hit like it was in the 90s, especially with the CGI of how much that's gone up?
Definitely. The show, like you take the show, you redo the CGI, and it's an amazing show. Everyone, I think, would be piqued and interested in it, and it really wouldn't take much to do it. Just throw a little extra money in there, make the CGI better, and you've got yourself another hit show that's gonna do the same numbers and do probably even better than that other vampire show that was out there. What was it? True Blood?
Yeah.
HBO's got another hit right there, boom.
Yes. You talk about, especially with the principal. Not the principal, but the mayor. Could you imagine that serpent?
Oh, it'd be so
now?
With all the stuff they got now. I mean, just think of the Avengers and their giant serpents that they had. That was flying around.
It'd be unreal.
Woo!
With Buffy, we both agree on this, and I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're not going to talk season by season by season. We're just going to talk what comes to us. Dark Willow. Why did we not have that more than just 3 flipping episodes?
They wanted to be idiots and really build up the the trio, making you think that they're going to be the bad guy the whole time, and then bam, Dark Willow. But I mean, they built up the season not without the viewer really knowing that Dark Willow was coming, with all of her different problems that she was going through, and all of her magic addiction, and then her fight with Tara. You think it's not going to be a big deal. They're going to work it out, but then boom, Tara dies. Spoiler alert. And then we finally get Dark Willow, but Dark Willow should have been season 7. We should have had Dark Willow in season 7. She should have been like the final boss.
Yes.
Because she's a final boss kind of character.
Absolutely. And the thing is with that as well is I told you how season 7 should have ended. Should have been Spike and Dark Willow and Buffy telling him, I love you. He does say, no, you don't, but thanks for saying it. Even though she did really love him. We all know that.
Oh,
okay. We all know that. I mean, her and Angel and Spike have a trio going in the comics, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is.
But hey, Thrumple.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not hating on it, but it's kind of weird. But at the same time, I get it. She's a vampire slayer into vampires. So, but with that, I felt like that would have ended a lot better, especially if the Dark Willow character disappeared at the very end and she still gets obliterated by the fire. Kind of like how Angel ended in season 2.
Yeah.
He changes to himself, but the damage is already done, so you have to end it.
Oh yeah, not having Willow as like final boss of the show was really disappointing.
Season 7 was just disappointing. It was very disappointing. It's your last season, and you're talking about, the chosen one. And they talked about, hey, here's the new chosen one, but she ends up getting unalived in the final episode. So tell me how that makes sense that Buffy's supposed to be her watcher, but she ends up getting unalived in the final episode.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It doesn't make sense. Then you have Anya and Xander get back together again. Then you unalive her.
Yep.
In the last episode. Look, I understand they were trying to tie up loose ends.
Too quick.
Very, very, very quick. I was not a fan of season 7. Season 7 was very, very rough to watch. Especially if you're a huge Buffy fan like us. Like, I dread, once I get done with season 6, I kind of want season 6 to be the end. Because season 7
you get such a high note.
Ugh.
You get such a high note with Dark Willow. It's like, good luck competing. I feel for them because they didn't really plan that out. I think that they were going to keep the show going, and then they finally determined, you know what? No, this is going to be the last season. Because Dark Willow was always supposed to come back. Willow was always supposed to go dark, even from like season 1 and 2. That was supposed to be like the main villain of the show. They built her up for so long that the last season just didn't come together. I like certain aspects. I love that everyone gets turned into a Slayer. All the girls in the world that could be potentials got turned into Slayers. I love a lot of aspects of that show in the final season, but it just didn't work as well as I wanted it to. I still got mad respect for it, but
it absolutely. Even though Joss Whedon's done some stupid stuff since then, but I mean, it's one of those things where damned if you do, damned if you don't. Um, you know, it's just season 7 was just rough, and I wish everyone had something to help them with get through season 7, like this stuff here from the Green Hemp Company of the foothills of the Tennessee. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday, 12 to 6. Contact Hot Donna for all your Green Hemp Company.
Again, that's Hot Donna.
You gotta admit that was a good setup right there, buddy. I think that was very well done.
Very well done. Much respect to you.
Thank you. But it's like, but here's the thing: I do like at the end of season 6 where Xander was like, "Hey, I love you," and she's still like trying to keep him away. I dislike the route they went with Willow. I would have loved to seen her and Xander together because they teased it for so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we kind of got it,
but
didn't get it the way we wanted.
I'm kind of glad that they kind of stuck away from it. You get it for a little bit. You get a little taste. But that was more than enough for me. Because they're too close of friends, and it would have ruined the dynamics had they like fully went on with it. And I loved Oz.
Yeah,
was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, dude,
but
Seth Green
is. Him, I was really sad.
Yeah, Seth Green's terrible. I mean, not terrible, but great. Sorry.
What am I? Terrible. Shame on you.
You know what I meant.
Awesome.
I'm going on 2 hours of sleep. You know what I meant.
I know. I'm sick too, buddy. It's okay.
But it's one of those things where, again, damned if you, damned if you don't. People are going to always say, season 7 could have been better because it could have. Season 5, though, when you thought it was actually over. Ugh.
I would love to see them do just like one reunion show.
It'd be nice.
Like, boom, you blast into the future where they're the age that they are now, doing their thing. Because, I mean, you could spruce up Spike. I mean, the actor that plays Spike, he's a lot older now.
Yeah. And he's even said, like, don't even ask me to play Spike for live action. I can't do it.
They could spruce him up. They're doing really good stuff with CGI. Again, going back to that, and de-age him a lot. And it would be awesome to see them try to do that.
And that's the thing. Like, Buffy is still so talked about to this day.
It's an epic show
that people still buy it, still watch it. That hasn't gone away. People still love it. I mean, it's still on TV.
Yep.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's not going to go away.
And they're making a remake of it.
Yeah, I don't know how.
And I've got terrible feelings about it. Just the cast. The cast is what really makes the show.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I know that Sarah Michelle Gellar has said numerous times that if the script is right, she'd do it again. But the problem is she's not 20-something anymore.
Nope. She's off doing Dexter now.
I mean, she's, almost in her 50s. Still looks great, by the way.
Oh, yeah, still banging.
Absolutely looks gorgeous. Just, I don't think she could do what she did back then now.
That's why.
There's just no way.
A 1-episode arc. all I ask. One episode.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's go with another Vampire Slayer and have Buffy be her watcher. I mean, let's do that.
Yeah, unlock all the potentials. Why not?
I mean, let's not remake something that's already great. Why do that? It makes no sense. It's like how they were going to remake the movie. They talked about that for years. Oh, let's just remake the movie. Why? You already did with the TV series, and it was so much better.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone.
And how many shows can really say that they did better than the movie? Ever. Like, has that ever even been done?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But
I don't think it has.
No. So there's another thing I wanted to talk to you about, and it's Faith. I feel she overstayed her welcome.
She was too much too quick.
I mean, they gave her a backstory in like the very first episode she was in. And you're just like, oh, so she left her place because her watcher got axed by somebody, but then she gets in with a 2x4.
Yeah.
Like, you thought, oh, this guy is hard to destroy, but she gets 2x4 and he's gone by the end of the episode. Like, what's the point? I know it was kind of setting up like, oh, this could be the mayor's new guy, new assistant. So they were kind of setting that up. But at the same time, it's one of those things where you could have done something else.
They could have had a demon.
Instead of having that person.
You could have had a super strong demon that went in there and did exactly the same stuff. You could have had a Spike-like vampire that went in there and did the exact same stuff. I get that you wanted to have a good versus bad, like Slayer. And trust me, I'm all about that. But her character arc is just it's just too much too quick. Like, let it build over time. If you was to take her one season and spread it out over like 3 seasons, you would have had a wicked payoff.
And also, it was everywhere.
Yeah, she was so annoying.
Now, I did like when she thought she changed Angel.
Yes, that was cool. That was a good arc.
Because I could not stand Soul Angel.
Yes, Soul Angel.
Oh, so whiny.
That's why I can't watch a show.
Angelus was great.
Yes.
He was ruthless. You got to see something that you didn't think you'd see. And you know what the crazy part is? I don't think a lot of people know this, but her and David Boreanaz actually dated during the first and second season.
No, I didn't know that.
But yeah, they I liked how they did that, and I like how they brought Spike and Drusilla in, and it was what we talked about. It slowly talked about how Angel and them were actually a thing.
Yes.
And
like tribe or whatever you want to call it.
And it slowly started picking up, and then Drusilla was very weak, then she wasn't weak. Then Spike was weak. Spoiler, he wasn't. He was fine.
Just healing it up.
Yes, he just played it off because he knew what was going on. And he was worried about Drusilla. And then what's funny about Miss Calendar was when Drusilla disguised herself out there, and her and
makes out
Miles are just getting it on, and Spike's like, Drew,
honey.
He's like, sorry.
I got caught up in the
moment.
And I absolutely love the moment when Spike is carrying Drusilla out after he chokes her unconscious, which didn't know you could do that to a vampire.
Yeah.
He's carrying her out, and he looks over, and David Boreanaz, Angel, has got the sword to Buffy, and he's about to kill her. And he goes, "Oh, he's about to kill her."
Yeah, he's gonna kill her.
And then just shrugs his shoulders and just walks off.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill her.
He's like, I got what I needed.
Yep.
I got my part of the deal. Then they leave, and then, but my thing is with Spike, and this is why I like Spike over Angel. Spike didn't need the soul.
He chose it.
Exactly, he chose it.
That's why he's the true champion.
Because that's what she wanted. She wanted one with a soul. And he did it for her. He didn't do it for him. He did it for her.
I did it for the girl. When he's talking all crazy in the church and everything.
Yes.
The girl, the spark. I needed the spark for the girl.
And it's just, man, that show is just so iconic. And I don't know why people think Angel and Buffy were better together. I don't.
No.
Angel was just so whiny, and Spike was just like, "Look, either you like me or you don't." I
love that. I love that about him. Okay, Spike not only from being a demon, but he falls in love with her. He's way more charismatic. He chooses the soul. He fights for the soul. Okay, and he not only kicks more ass, but like he goes out there and like does the things that you want him to, and he doesn't cry about it or whine about it.
Yeah.
You get that whole arc of him having the chip in his head, which he was kind of annoying for. But you got to think, yeah, he can't feed her anything. It makes total sense. But he doesn't continue on for the rest of the show. Wah, wah, wah. Oh.
That was funny, though. Like, so when Willow everything she said was happening in season 4, I remember Buffy's just like antagonizing him because he's got the chip and he can't harm her. And she's like, "Oh, do you see that vein right there?" And he's just like, "Giles, make her stop."
Giles, make her stop.
And then next thing you know, 5 minutes later, oh, we're getting married. Like, what is going on here? I'm so confused.
We're getting married.
Yeah, but so there's one episode I really don't like talking about, and we're going to talk about it today. And I know this episode's like everywhere, but this is Buffy. Buffy was everywhere. So you all will be all right with that. But there's one episode I still can't watch to this day. I refuse to. And that is the singing episode.
You know what? I went back and rewatched it the other day, and it's not as bad as I remember.
Like, what was the point of that again?
The point was for Spike to kiss Buffy. Because whenever they're dancing, they do what their heart desires. So it gives you them finally like giving into one another. You finally get it. That was the whole point. Is she couldn't control her feelings. It's going to come out and dance or song or whatever it is that's going on. And it was Buffy's way of telling her friends that she actually went to heaven instead of hell. So it was a big reveal where everyone was hiding something from one another. And they all just bared the truth in that episode. The whole point was to figure out a way for characters to like spill the truth in their life, how they were feeling.
And the thing about the heaven and hell part, Spike was the first person she told that I feel like I was in heaven.
Yep. She related mostly to him.
And That's when you knew that something was up, something was going to happen, because she is telling him things, and he's been in love with her all of season 5. And because you could tell in season 5 and in 4, he's fallen for her. But in season 5, when she jumped and it was supposed to be the end of the series, like he broke down. That was amazing acting.
It was.
By Marsters. Amazing acting.
He's always been a great actor who never got his flowers, I feel like.
Yeah. It was absolutely incredible. I think that he did such an amazing job with that. You know, it was one of those
job throughout the entire show, like really emotionally breaking down whenever he needed to, and being the character that you wanted him to be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I like how they slowly did it, like they should have done with Faith. They did it over time. You start to realize, holy crap, this guy actually has feelings. He's not just a cold-blooded vampire.
They did him justice in the show, which was nice. Originally supposed to be like killed off in like, what was it, season 2?
Yeah. Yeah, he was supposed to be killed off.
But nope. Everybody loved him too much.
I know I did. He was one of my favorites, and as you know, because you were there, I got to meet him.
Yep.
At a convention, and he was just so cool, like so cool. And I told him, I said, I got real bummed when they killed you off at the end. He's like, yeah, but I came back in Angel. I said, yeah, but I didn't watch Angel. And he just looked at me like, what? It's like, I didn't like Angel. I said, what do you mean you didn't like Angel? I said, wasn't a fan. I tried watching a few episodes, and I couldn't do it. Especially what they did to Cordelia. I wasn't a fan of that.
I love Cordelia.
Oh, I do too, and I think they did her wrong. I think they did the character wrong.
Oh, for sure.
In Angel. Especially with the way they did it. And the thing was, how Angel was now a lawyer.
Yeah.
Didn't make sense. And I told him that. I said, it just didn't make sense to me.
I could get the detective kind of part, maybe.
Yeah, and he's like, and Buffy did? I said, yeah. It's like Buffy was straightforward. Because as you remember, me and him talked for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Because I got him when really nobody was there. It was starting to close. And I was just like, I just wasn't a fan. I just wasn't. I didn't care for it. I didn't care for Angel and Buffy anyways. I liked Angelus, but I didn't like Angel because Angel was whiny. It was just so bad. So bad.
I can't stand a brooding person. That's why I don't like any of the Twilights or anything like that. I can't stand a brooding character. I've got superpowers. I live forever.
Yeah, and
get over yourself.
Yeah, and my thing with Buffy, people are like, "Oh, this is supposed to be a Buffy show. Why are you talking about Angel?" Because Angel was a premise after the Buffy show. It was a trade. Oh, look, there's Casper.
Yep, my
Casper. Oh, my buddy. Yeah, he's a part of the show, ladies and gentlemen. He's our mascot, Casper is. But
second best bud in the world.
Yeah, behind me, of course. But the thing with Buffy, I did like how Sarah Michelle Gellar went to a few episodes of Angel, but it just didn't make sense.
Though the episodes in Angels that she did are the most underwatched episodes.
I mean, and also let's also talk about when he heard that she passed after season 5. He didn't really react.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Like, what was that?
Girl.
And he didn't even come back to see her when he heard she was alive.
Yeah.
He waited till season 7. And then he was only in it for 5 minutes. People thought, oh, it's the last episode. He's going to be a part. He's going to be fighting with them. Because that's the way they portrayed it. If you remember the commercial, it was like, oh, Angel's back. He was only back for 5 minutes.
Yep.
Then he went back to LA.
Just to drop off the champion necklace.
But that made no sense. And
now I did like the episode of Angel I did watch is whenever Spike whoops his ass. I did watch that one.
Now I did watch where Spike came back, that Angel episode, and I was like, he's asking about Buffy, and Angel still doesn't know that Spike and her are hooked up. And what's funny is Spike's ex-girlfriend is now Angel's assistant, and she comes in. He's talking to Angel about everything, and she goes, "You did it with the Slayer?" Oh, I'm like, well, we know that's not going to happen. We know those two aren't going to get back together. Thank goodness.
Nope.
But and I want to talk about Xander a little bit too. I feel like Xander, at times, of course, he was the comic relief, but they made him serious when he needed to be.
Yes, I appreciated that about it.
I liked him and Cordelia together.
Yep, loved it.
I thought that was gonna tank, but it lasted 2 seasons. I mean, it
worked.
Yeah, I mean, it was great while it was, and I remember The Wish. That episode was awesome. Crazy.
I wish Buffy Summers had never come.
That was absolutely insane.
Yeah, you get freaking Oz killing Willow. You get Buffy killing Xander, and then getting murdered herself.
No, Willow survived.
Well, Oz pushes her into the spike. Remember?
Yeah, but she comes back.
Yeah. So they bring her back for one episode, and then as soon as she goes back to her world,
yeah, that's right. Yeah. But when she went back, she's like, "Oh, it's you," and he's just like, "Well, why are you dressed like that?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't like this, Xander. I don't like this Xander at all."
I don't like this Xander at all. And Angel's her puppy.
Yeah, that was weird.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on in that episode, but it was cool.
Yeah, and another
the master again.
Yeah, and plus another episode I'm surprised we haven't talked about yet. And I'm going to give you a hint, James. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, yes. The guys that steal all the voices from everyone. This probably the scariest episode that there was.
That episode was insane.
Yeah.
How can an episode be that scary and no one's saying a word?
Yeah, those dudes were terrifying.
Like, and they smiled. It was one of the weirdest things, and every time they did something, Like, what in the world is going on? Like, I did not understand it. And I don't. I still can't watch that in the dark, by the way. I can't. I can't do it. I'm 34 years old. I'm honest. I cannot do that with that episode. No, thank you. Not happening. I don't think so.
I'm about it. I love that episode.
That episode freaks me out.
Now, it's one of the one episodes that I'd steer away from because I love it so much that I don't want to ruin it by watching it too many times.
It's just, dude, it freaks me out. That's one episode I can't deal with. I just can't.
There's only like one episode of Buffy that I can't deal with.
Which one?
Can you guess which one?
Is it the kids in the hospital?
Nope, it's Joyce. Joyce's episode.
Stop it! I wasn't going to bring that up.
That's the only one I can't.
Stop it!
Sorry.
Oh.
It's a heartbreaker.
You know, they didn't even tell Sarah Michelle Gellar that's what they were filming. Because they wanted it to be raw.
I didn't know that.
Oh. I still can't talk about that.
We don't have to.
Dude,
that's the only episode where I avoid. I'm like, skip it.
Like the way she's like yelling, "Mom,
Mom, Mommy."
Oh, that's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's deep, dude. That's probably one of Sarah Michelle Gellar's best acting performances I've ever seen.
Yeah, I will never. I skipped that episode. I cannot watch that.
In a good way, folks. In a good way.
Yes, yeah, in a good way. It's one of those scenes that it takes you back to when someone was so important to you, and you find out they're gone. You just can't do anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, that's how I feel every time I watch it. I'm just like, I can't do this. Like, I skip it. I turn the channel. Just like, okay, I can't watch this episode today.
You have to. It's such an emotional roller coaster of an episode.
I mean, it just takes me back to, my uncle and everything. I'm just like, oh, I can't do this. Can't do it. Don't want to. Yeah, but that's one of that one was tough. Now about the mom, do you think we should have got her and Giles?
I like her and Giles.
I think her and Giles could have worked.
I think it did work for the small candy episode that we got.
Yeah, I thought it could have done very well. Now, and I loved how after the candy episode, when Buffy gets to hear people's feelings, their thoughts, Mom comes in. She's like trying to talk to her, trying to not have her hear her mind, and Buffy just sits up, looks at her. You had sex with Giles?
Sex with Giles on a police car?
We were teenagers. We were teenagers on a police car. We were teenagers as a candy. Twice? And I love at the end of the episode, she's walking with Giles. She's like, yeah. He's like, oh, you want to go patrol tonight? Yeah, as long as you're not having sex with my mother. Oh, man. I apologize, everyone. I know this episode's been everywhere, but like I said, this is something that we love talking about, and this is what we do when we talk about it. When things pop up in our mind about this show, this is what we talk about. Now, with Oz, I feel like he got the short end of the stick.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Being a main character, and then season 4, you're just going to tell him that, hey, we don't have nothing for you. What the hell is that all about?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Like, I know that he's doing Austin Powers at that time, but so what? Work around it.
Put him in. He was the straight man of the show, where he, in case you guys were wondering, the straight man is the person that is the no-nonsense person that, like, sees through everything so everyone else can act kind of kooky or whatever. He was the straight man of the show, and he provided much-needed sarcasm and just overall, like, audience-style, like, representation of what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
He was awesome, and he turned into a werewolf.
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was great. I didn't like how they ended him. I didn't like of course, we already talked about it for a while, Dark Willow. I don't like how they did that. I don't like how the nerds were the season 6 evil.
The trio.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, it was weak.
It was so bad.
It's like it goes super weak through the entire season, and then bam, overpowered with Evil Willow.
Then it ended really quickly. But, Buffy is, again, one of those shows that will stand the test of time. Everyone still talks about it. It's hard for me at my library because when they have the entire series, it's so hard to get them because people get them and rent them before I can even get up there.
Oh, wow.
And it's hard to, because I'm that kind of person. I want to watch it on DVD. I don't want to watch the stream. I'm one of those people that like to have the DVDs. You know what I mean? I'm that kind of person that wants that. Because what if you can't afford your streaming service for the month? Well, you can't watch your shows. I ain't doing that. I'm a broke college student. You kidding me?
Yeah, or when they go to a different streaming service and you're trying to find it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing all that. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work for somebody. I am happy having the DVDs and watching the DVDs. I don't care what anybody's preference is. I don't care. But that's mine. DVDs is the way it is for me because that way I know, hey, if
you're covered.
Yeah, and if your Wi-Fi goes out and it's out for a few days, you got DVDs. There you go. Simple. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed this amazing episode. Yes, we're calling it amazing. I don't care what you all say. Of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like I've said numerous times during this podcast, if it was everywhere, that's just the way it is with us. That's what you get sometimes, especially with a show like this that we both love. Things will hit us out of nowhere, and we'll talk about it because this is what we do. This is what you do when you work with somebody. You feed off each other.
Yep.
That's what we're doing here. We hope you all enjoyed, and thank you all for listening once again. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all for us for today. We shall see you on the nostalgic train here in next week. Adios.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.